Welcome back to Midwest War Stories. We ended off with a chaotic 2008 bloodbath that left the city in disarray. As time passed, more younger people joined in on the destructive warpath. As we said in the prior video, every hood's young crew started to jump off the porch. On June 11, 2009, Nate Jones, of the music and local crew Trap Boys, and James Gucci Key were walking from Kevin K.T. Taylor's house, who is also part of BOH and lived on Kalamazoo Street. They hopped on the bus and was let off right near Nate's house on the corner of Boston and Fuller because, as we've stated before, at that time, the rule was not to walk down Kalamazoo Street. Across the street from the gas station went Martin Kilo Broyles, the Highland twins Mario and Marlon's little brother, and Giovanni Ivivance from One Way seen them as they began to walk. On bikes, Kilo and Giovanni both let off shots, with Ivivance dealing the deadly shot to Nate with a .22 caliber that struck him in the head, and Kilo shot Gucci in the arm. Nate unfortunately passed away the next day from being in a vegetative state.
I'm not scared to speak out, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I feel like that everybody needs to stick together, because when we don't stick together, this is what happens, you know what I'm saying? Everybody beefing with their own boys, you know what I'm saying?
This killing has got to stop. Because ain't nobody out here suffering. But the mothers, the kids that these young men are leaving behind, gotta stop. Please, got to stop.
When we go, look who all we lost, man. We lost Daryl, Day. Come on.
Another case of being at the wrong place or with the wrong people at the wrong time. From what's known of Nate, he was not in any street gang or had any beef. He was part of the Trap Boys crew, which made up of music artists, college students, and athletes that hung together more as a family. They were the start of the sound of Grand Rapids, with local hits like One Night Stand and Jump Offer that landed them a record deal. You could say they were the Doughboy cash-out crew of Grand Rapids. Gucci, on the other hand, was said to be the main target because he was part of BOH and he already had prior issues with them. He was a ladies' man like Day was, but he was also in the mix. This one murder set off one of the biggest chain of events afterwards. B-Miss and BOH had shots coming from every direction. On one side, One Way aka the 7 Gang, and on the other, the East Avenue, Boulder Crest Gang. BOH was pushing a line that earned them a spotlight under B-Miss, but they hadn't actually got that hit, and they finally hit a big target in July 27, 2010. In a recent video, BOH was taunting BMAB and Marshawn, a black-ass Vincent seen it. He responded with a photo of his own to taunt B-Miss and BOH. Both him and his friend Anthony James Tyrone Barty aka Blue were taunting BOH the week of July 20th. One of his last posts, less than a week before he died, he was him throwing up B-Miss with his cousin throwing up Uptown to be funny. On July 27th, that evening, Marshawn had been going back and forth with his enemies through social media. Marshawn got in the car with 2 of his friends to go to the store. As they were leaving, another vehicle blocked the road. Vincent got out and got involved in an argument with another person on the street as if they were about to fight. Shots were fired, and minutes later, Vincent was climbing back into the vehicle with his friends, lifting his shirt to show them a wound to his chest. He later died at the hospital. Coincidentally, 2 weeks later, on August 14th, Blue also later passed away in a car accident the next month, with Philip Jerome Patterson aka 82 Tay Boy after an armed robbery and carjacking. In that same month, the Mexican mob also got indicted on a shooting during a gang fight, with its first gang enhancements. Rosabel Marlene Velasquez, 18, and Jose Guadalupe Sanchez, 19, alleged Velasquez fired a gun into a crowd at the corner of Havana Avenue Southwest and Engle Street, and Sanchez drove a getaway vehicle. Detectives said the shooting was an outgrowth of an ongoing conflict between two gangs, the Mexican mob and the Latin Kings, TMG, that began months ago with a fistfight at Batches Park. But that wouldn't even compare to what they did in November. November 27, 2010, Jesse Partee was having a celebratory going-away party at the Youth Among Us Hall on Kalamazoo and 44th Street with his family and friends. As he is pulling up bumping music to Waka Flocka, a bunch of Mexican mob gang members circled the vehicle and started to attack the car. Jesse panicked and ran from the car, leaving himself to get jumped. His brother, Luis Partee, saw this from inside the banquet and ran out to help break up the melee. That's when Luis was shot in the hip. A crowd gathered around Luis Partee and one of the Mexican mob gangbangers hit both Jesse and Luis. The car sent Jesse over 50 feet in the air, breaking many bones, while Luis was dragged over 40 feet with blood smeared in the parking lot like a gruesome horror movie scene. Both Omar Rosa and Simon Joseph Aguilar are doing the rest of their life behind bars. Back to the south side, the get-back came sooner than expected for the one-way leader Martin Kilo Broyles and his people. Kilo was making a name for himself. As he said in his own videos, he used to be made fun of for going up and down Alexander stinking and dirty and always getting bullied by the older kids and even adults. Until one day, he wasn't having it anymore, got a small pistol and the next person that tried him got shot. After that, Kilo and his crew became very active, but you know the saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. On January 5, 2011, just 4 days after the new year, Kilo and his cousin Jamori Long were on one way in an alley, and it is alleged that Gregory Troubled Woods, friend of Nate Jones and James Key, who also was making a name for himself for all the work he put in for B-Miss, approached them through the alley and shot both, killing Jamori and shooting Kilo in the face, and it ended up coming out his neck, but miraculously, Kilo survived.
Into our newsroom tonight on a shooting on Grand Rapids southeast side that left a teenager dead and another teen, his cousin, severely injured. 24-Hour News 8's Crystal Hilliard has been following this story. She joins us now live from police headquarters with the very latest. Crystal?
Larry, right now the 17-year-old who survived the double shooting, Martin Broyles, is breathing through a ventilator tonight. Meanwhile, police here at Grand Rapids Police Department headquarters tell us they've got no suspects and no leads because no witnesses are talking.
It's been peaceful.
And then something like this happens.
Yeah, and then something like this happens.
Something like two teenagers shot.
Unreal to me, you know.
Marlon Broyles tells us he and his twin brother were the first family members to get the news.
My little brother, the one that's still alive, he called my brother, so his phone was still on. We just hear him breathing. You know what I'm saying? He just breathing, and we hear the police talking to him, and they saying he shot. So we just jumped in the car and started running through every street, you know.
The victim's brother and cousin tonight are trying to make sense of it all. They believe it's impossible for someone to open fire in broad daylight and for no one to have seen a thing. Meanwhile, people who saw only the aftermath tell us they're thinking twice about raising children in this once peaceful neighborhood.
A bullet had hit the garage of the neighbors, and it could have actually came through our house and hit one of my kids, or even us standing in the kitchen, or anything like that. So it's a little disturbing.
Now we're told Jamari Long, the 17-year-old who died today, was an Ottawa Hills student. Meanwhile, police are asking anyone with any information to give them or Silent Observer a call tonight so they can move forward.
Man, hold steady, man. I hope y'all fuck with my video and shit, man. We right here in the spot. If y'all already don't know where it's at, we in the hood. You know what I'm saying, on Alexander and Union. You know what I'm saying, the one way. Catch that sign over there, bro. It's clearly the one way, bro. If you come to Grand Rapids and somebody say one way, they don't ask you which one. They know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I was up here, you feel me? And like in the sun, like I said, 17 years old, got a slug in my face. I got shot right up here. You feel me? Right in this alley. And my man,
walking down the alley.
It's good. My man's actually, he died up here, you feel me? And I was shot right here. And, you know, I'm coming along this right here. You know, actually, I was trying to call my brother. I called one of my brothers, and, you know, I'm trying to call him. Let me see my phone.
That'd be me.
I'm trying to call him. I'm trying to call him, and I didn't understand that the bullet actually went in my eye, broke my eye socket, went through my cheek, broke my jaw, swelled up my throat, and it went to the back of my neck right here. and actually broke my neck. You feel what I'm saying? So when it did that, it swelled up my throat and I couldn't speak. So I'm on the phone telling my brother, I'm saying, bro, I just got shot in the head. He said, stop playing on my phone, and hung up on me. You feel what I'm saying? So I was out here trying to call, what's up? Hi. I was out here trying to call people, you feel me? And you know, I was in the process of dying, you know, and I'm holding on to this fence. I'm clinging on for life. Holding on to the rail of this fence. This bush wasn't here, I don't think, you feel me? And this guy right here, you know who house right here, he saved me, you know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for him, I probably would have been dead right now. And I wouldn't be shooting videos or nothing, man. You know, so I appreciate this man greatly. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank him for saving my life.
Standing outside, and we thought he got beat up. And I'm like, man, somebody kicked the shit out of this guy. So as he's clinging onto the fence, he starts letting go and he's walking down a little bit and falls right into the snowbank. I said, Ron, let's go out there and help this guy out. Something's wrong. You know, and the shots that we heard actually sound like a hammer, like somebody was outside with a hammer.
Yeah.
And so I went out there and I was trying to pick him up, and at first he was like pushing us off. And I said, dude, we're here to help you out, man. We're not trying to hurt you. What's going on? And he kept saying alley, alley. And I said, dude, there's nobody in the alley that we could see at the time.
My man's was dead in the alley though.
If I would have known, it would have been different. I apologize on that.
I was probably trying to say to go get him.
You know, probably was. Yeah. So we picked him up.
Ain't no love in these streets.
And we was gonna, we got him up in the yard. We were gonna bring him in the house, but a cop just happened to come down the street as we could call 911. So my buddy Ron ran out there, out in the street, stopped this cop. And so my wife there got a chair, brought him out. We sat him in the chair there. And officer, as he was walking up, the call that we made just came over to the mic. And I told the officer, I said, he keeps saying something about the alley, something to do with the alley, but I haven't went back there yet. And so another officer came over here and went back here, and then, you know, kind of seen his friend, and he was like, he's gone. And I was like, oh man, if I would have known I could have helped, but the way they were speaking, it was no helping.
Yeah.
So I do apologize on that.
Yeah, thank you again though, man.
That's real though, man. And that's for you little niggas out here, man. They ain't got no respect for y'all neighbors and y'all community. Y'all out here going crazy, going wild. This man saved his life. Your next door neighbor might be your savior, man. So respect everybody around you, for real.
Yeah.
Trouble was pushing the line as the young muscle of B-Miss, hence how he got his name, Trouble. After that, One Way never did anything ever again. April Fools, no literally, on April Fools when Javante Ivivans, who also killed Nate, killed Javin Scave Bradley from the Kalamazoo Street Boys, a hood that borders One Way. It is unknown what the cause of it was for, but that is Ivivans' second homicide. He wouldn't be arrested for another 3 years following a reopening of the cold case of Nate Jones. On September 3rd, Marte Duke Smith, a leader and frontliner from Rickset, was with James Williams, also from Rickset, at the Chicken Coop when they got into a fight with Team Wanted. This was the time where Team Wanted and Campow Cream Team came together. The fight spilled over into the BP gas station across the street and they both were stabbed. But only the leader died of his wounds, and that started a vicious beef between the two. So much death and so senseless, yet these are the tales of the hoods in Grand Rapids. Next video, we jump to the middle of the 2010s until we get to the current time. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel.